I've had to learn that nagging injuries are going to come, and how I deal with those nagging injuries will determine how well I work out in the future. So yes, it's ultimately time to heal, and second, it's alternative forms of exercise that will be gentle and constructive for the body so you can recover. So those are the two main things I would say right there.
Beautiful. Okay, that's very useful. Well, we're also dealing in a land of a lot of fat, a lot of fattiness. Metabolisms are changing, not only with age, but also with the quality of food that we eat. And interestingly, I was talking to a pharmacist and a nutritionist the other day that talked about the adrenal glands and how the adrenal glands are burnt up by the use of coffee, caffeinated products, energy drinks, and, of course, stress. And so here we have adrenal glands burned up, which are fundamental base work, the foundation for metabolic health. So now I would like to talk about fat, metabolic health. People are trying to lose weight, but they're doing it in a way that's going to cause crisis in the future. What's your take, Nick?
Well, this is the other part that's really critical. People don't realize that what we're doing to our bodies is poisoning them every day. And I've noticed that stress and a poor diet will poison the system. Ultimately, as we get older, you're right, the metabolic rate drops. But it drops for a variety of reasons. It goes down because of the loss of lean mass. Lean mass is literally the muscle that is the calorie-burning machine of the body, and we don't use our muscles enough in this society. And then on top of that, we feed it just such a poor diet that we don't get the nutrients we need to keep the body functioning well. So as our hormones are changing, which is something we can't really stop, we have to start looking at eating a healthy diet. And I've heard through the grapevine that there are many foods that are available to us that we're not touching at all. For example, I've heard that we should eat more like a bear. A bear eats salmon and berries, and if we ate salmon and berries, at least reasonably frequently, we would be getting antioxidant value and essential fatty acids into our system that would literally help our cardiovascular system thrive, protect our organs, and feed our mind the things it needs to keep functioning well. So food actually is medicine for our body. So I will say two things. Number one, we need to eat nutrient-dense, calorie-deficient food, and we need to eat from a variety of the food groups so that every day our body has the opportunity to fuel itself successfully and protect the cells so they don't die. And then, if they don't die, they will be continuing to thrive, and we'll be able to keep our muscles functioning, our organs functioning, our minds functioning, and our lives functioning. And so, ultimately, to me, eating is the very thing of life itself. A proper diet is absolutely essential, absolutely essential. So fruits, vegetables, whole grains, good fatty acids from foods like fish and chicken, healthy foods like those will provide the necessary fuels for our body, and we will be able to sustain our cells, and they won't die as frequently. So between exercise and eating, I think we can keep our cells alive longer, and that's really important.
Okay. And so in other words, you have to fuel those muscles with the right nutrients that keeps them growing, and then you have to move those muscles in order to keep them built.
That's correct.
There's also the component of the spirit, and I just did a program 2 days ago on spiritual well-being and how it affects mental health and emotional health, and the research is fascinating. Well, what's your take on that?
I started my spiritual journey about 1985. I got dragged off to a Church of Religious Science in Huntington Beach, and I never stopped going through that process. And so before I even became a fitness professional, I started realizing there was a thing called a spiritual path. And I have found that when the dark days came, and they did come, I was able to find the sources within myself to keep going because I had been given tools that helped me stay alive when I was feeling dead. And I will say this, the days of feeling dead were there, and I would not put the spiritual journey at a lower level. I would put it at a very high level. And as I've received this opportunity to become older, I realize that that's what is most important to me, is setting my mind's course for the day. And through meditation and prayer, I've learned that I am not alone, and I feel a presence with me every day. And it is it's my main job to make sure I get in touch with that presence. And I feel like as the bad times come for all of us, we need a place to go. And what I've been taught, it's within us. It's not outside us. Where within us we can find those answers. I call it the little voice, and the little voice that will talk to me to guide me. And so that dialogue is critical to my future, and it's critical to my daily activity of living. I think spiritual journey is absolutely most important, and I would say that whatever path people want to get on, they need to find a path which is comfortable for them, and it will be the source of strength and comfort that we need every day, especially if we're alone.
That makes a lot of sense. I know that for me, when I do my jogs or my walks, it is really a form of meditation. I actually prefer to be in my meditative space alone and think and contemplate, or just listen and pray. And it just feels like physical engagement of being active, aggressive for me is actually a form of meditation, because I'm doing a lot of sitting on my job. And I know for other people, meditation is a form of being very still. So I have come to embrace the experience of body movement as a form of meditation. I know that Marianne Williams from the Miracle, A Course on Miracles, it really does encourage meditation.